Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We've got an epic beer here from Banks. It's called CITRA Fields, double dry hopped oat cream double IPA at 8.5%. And this is a rebrew. I think it's the third time they've done it now. And in my opinion, one of the best craft beers in Australia. Absolute banger. So I was very, very pleased to see they rebrewed it. And also, while we're at it, this is kindly gifted by Beer Man over in Oregon. He's got a show called All Spun Out. And yeah, I was the winner for the month. And normally he'd send out his own brew. He's a really good home brewer. He's at that level now where he could probably have his own business and do really well. But yeah, just with me being on the other side of the world, he didn't want to run the risk of sending beers and it being so expensive and getting in trouble. So yeah, he just sent me a voucher for Banks, which is one of my favourite breweries based in Melbourne. So yeah, good on him. And yeah, check out his channel. It's if you just look up Beer Man, it's one of the first ones that comes up. So yeah, cheers to him. So yeah, let's get into it. Cheers to Stewie and Paul in the chat so far. Good to see you, boys. Oh, I can just smell it already. Beautiful, beautiful beer. I've even got the new hats looking fresh. And my it's always hard to get the glassware with the skeleton on it. The skeleton with the same hat on. It's always very smooth and creamy, this beer. So yeah, obviously I've had it before, but just I've only had this channel now for about, I think, 7 or 8 months. And yeah, the last time they brewed this beer was probably 2 years ago. So yeah, orange in colour. Looks shit in my camera. It's pretty much like a light orange. But yeah, in the camera it looks terrible. As I've shown Stewie was saying how a lot of my beers look like dishwater. And then I showed him the photo on Instagram. He's like, oh, wow, it's heaps different. So yeah, it's just my camera. So yeah, cloudy in appearance. It's not like full on haze. Medium to full body, about a 1 finger head. Light in carbonation. Looks the part. Let's go a whiff. It's just like tropical and citrus juice. Sweet, not too sweet. But one thing I love about this beer, it's so like punchy in flavour, like vibrant, but you also get that pine as well. Citra went like Citra as a single hop can be very, very like I don't know, like complex, like versatile. Like there's so much going on with it. So yeah, I'm getting passion fruit, pineapple, maybe some mango. Getting like a sweet orange, maybe some lemon. And you're definitely getting like a sweet peach as well. And yeah, as I said, like it's got a little touch of pine. It's like a light base, like yeah, probably like a crackery, like biscuity base. Oh, it smells so good. See, like when I first got into like these big hazies, and yeah, Citra was all the rage. Like, yeah, it just takes me back to that time, and I really, really enjoyed them. The old weather's wild out there. The wind is insane. It's so loud. Like the dogs are like they're happy just laying around today. They don't want to go anywhere. It was that bad this morning. I locked myself out of my house because I went out to the back shed and the wind blew my back flywire door shut. and it blew it so hard shut, one of the handles fell off, and every other door and window in the house was like sealed, like locked, and I couldn't get back in the house. So I had to use some aggression just to get back in the back door that was broken. Cheers, Jake. Good to see you, brother. You guys would have had an awesome time up there. It's still going, isn't it? Or what? Craig's still going to other places. Hopefully your train ride's not too painful. Hopefully I can somewhat help with the boredom. So yeah, I'm going in. This is going to be delightful. Oh, fucking hell, that's good. Such a good beer. So this is the sort of stuff I would showcase to any of my international friends if they come to Australia, and I'd be like, see, our beers are as good as anywhere else. It's on that same like elite level as like your Treehouse, your Other Half, your Monkish, your Track, your Verdant, like all of that shit. It's just so fucking awesome. It's got like a soft, pillowy mouthfeel, but then as it goes down, you sort of get like that prickly carbonation. And yeah, it's even got like a touch of dankness on the finish. But yeah, I love how you get this huge smack of juice and sweetness when you first drink it, but then it's like sharp pine. It's just so good. It reminds me heaps of a monkish beer, to be honest. It's sort of got that creaminess of like some of the other half beers, but the finish, yeah, reminds me heaps of like a monkish. I like with monkish how you get that sort of dry, slightly dank and piney like aftertaste. It's almost like it's sort of chalky in a way, in a good way. Oh, how bad is it when you got to sit on the floor, especially if you paid big money? Sorry to hear that, dude. That'd suck. Yep, do it. Numb the pain. Yeah, the shit thing with our travel, we're not even allowed to drink. Even if you've got your own beers and you sit there and you just like have a cheeky, like if you get caught, you get kicked straight off the train. So I've never been able to do the whole drinking on the train thing. Otherwise, I'd do it all the time. I better put in these first comments. Shuey's come in with the usual 4.7, and then Paul's gone 4.8. And I'll be honest, boys, you're probably on the money. It's around that mark. Cheers, Tanner. Good to see you, brother. It's been a while. We've probably both been asleep, even though it was my daytime. I had a little Arvo nap before. Oh, yeah. It's funny, like, one thing that's cool with the time difference is there's a lot of people that'll chime in while they're at work. It's funny. When they're at work or buddy taking a shit during the night. Yeah, it's funny some of the shit you. Yeah, it's fucking delightful. So yeah, it's a rebrew. When they originally did it, it went nuts, like massive hype. And yeah, they one thing I like about it is they don't overdo it. They only re-release it like probably every like 18 months or 2 years. just to keep the hype there. They do some beers that are similar to it, but I feel like with this one, like I'd hate to know how many hops they smash into it. I just feel like it's probably an expensive beer to make. But yeah, phenomenal beer. And like, yeah, every time they've rebrewed it, it's just been as good as that first time. It's other times, some breweries, they'll re-release a hyped beer and it's just never the same. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that'll be good, dude. That photo you sent me of the hops looked unreal. Yeah, they're a beautiful looking plant, especially when you know what they can do. Oh, the best thing with this beer is I've got a 4-pack. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I've drank like one super fresh, this one a couple of days later for the review, and then I might drink one in maybe a week's time and then save one for like around the month mark just to see how it changes. I did like a huge Banks order. When Beer Man gave me the voucher, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to stock up. So they had like a Father's Day pack. Even though I'm not a father, it's like that pack's fucking awesome. I'm going to buy that for myself. So yeah, it come with like a hoodie, this cap, like glassware, stickers, and like four packs of their core range stuff. It was just a really cool pack and like well priced. And I love like supporting my faves. I feel like when you've got your favourite breweries and you really want them to stick around and keep supporting them, it's good to buy merch every now and then because I feel like the merch really helps merch sales. So yeah, like when I'm at festivals and that, I'll get around that sort of stuff. Fuck, it's good. The good thing with this one too is I don't have to bother taking photos and doing all that shit, so I can just sit and enjoy it. It's definitely got that fuller body, which is good. There's a lot of hazies out there these days that they're very light. So yeah, as most people know, I'm more of a Westie man. But if you get a hazy like this, yeah, they're fucking $1,000,000. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that'll be a real piney boy. Centennial can change a fair bit. I always feel Chinook's quite, um, yeah, like quite the same. Most times you'll have it. You always get that same sort of notes, but Centennial, there's a bit of a mix up every now and then with that. I feel like Centennial's sort of a bit like Simcoe. Sometimes you'll get like some like stone fruit. Other times you'll get citrus, or you'll get like more of a piney note. Yeah, it all depends on what it's with, I guess. Bad boy. I'll have to do that glassware video soon. I think this one will feature. It's definitely one of my faves. Cheers, Thomas. Good to see you, brother. Lucky I don't have the long hair anymore. Could have been even worse. I'm growing it back though. She's getting pretty thick. It's good when you can shave your head and then, yeah, within like a couple of months, it's already grown pretty thick again. I did really enjoyed having the long hair. It was a bit of a change, but yeah, it just started getting really damaged and I just had to fuck it off. It was halfway down my back, so it was pretty long. Yours is still flowing. So has Paul's. Even Stewie's got a bit of length in his hair, I think. From what I remember, I reckon he's got the little part at the back there through the cap. So what's everyone else up to for the rest of the weekend? We know Jake's on a train back home. Paul's got a brew day. Thomas, what are you up to, brother? Yep. Probably working. Oh, yeah, you're drinking. Cool. Yeah, you probably only get like a couple of opportunities to have a bit of a drink and a sit down and do reviews. Always got a fair bit going on. Yeah, I was just watching. I was watching Rod J's video with Shane. Yeah, I like when you get like the brew tubers out there hanging together, sort of like a so like Rod was like the interviewer and Shane was like the guest. I like that sort of format. It's pretty cool. I was considering doing sort of a similar thing. I was just going to call it like beers with Sammy, and I'll have like a guest, and you just start off, and I'll ask a heap of questions about like your craft beer journey, and then it just sort of turns into a panel where other people can come on. But it's pretty much just getting to know all the sort of different people I hang with, and that I thought it'd be a pretty cool idea. Most people would sort of enjoy jumping up and having a chat. It's just hard with me with the time difference. So I got that golden Druck Imperial Stout too, Paul. It's coming in the next probably day or two. So looking forward to that. Got like a couple of like a mixed pack of beers. Most of them were like Aussie and Kiwi stuff. There's some good garage project there. One thing I seen that was pretty funny, Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer, who we're all probably sick to death of these days, but he did a garage project beer the other day and he was hyping them up, saying they're one of the best breweries in the world. And it's like, I've been saying that for fucking years. Oh, yeah. Congratulations on that. That's cool. I meant to comment on I think you put it on your community post, didn't you? That's good. Because, yeah, last time I checked, I think you're on about 987 or something like that. So, yeah, that's cool. You don't have the title anymore. I mean, you've probably still got the title of being you're gonna be the longest unless someone else out there gets close. Yep. Session strength. I had I won't give too much away because it's a beer I want to review, but I had a rum and raisin imperial stout earlier on today when I was like hanging with a couple of the American boys. It was fucking awesome. So look out for that on the channel in the next week or two. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so rum and raisin. It's like a sort of had the body of like a Russian imperial, and yeah, with like I don't know how they went about the whole fruitiness. Like if it like had adjuncts in it, or it was just like the malt they used, or a combination of both. But yeah, it was like they were paired up with a rum distillery. I think rum barrel aged beers are underrated. I've had some really good ones lately. Yeah, definitely. See, like I was going to do that video. I'm still going to do it where I shout out, yeah, like 10 people or 12 people or whatever that are under 1,000. And obviously you are going to be in there, but now I'm going to have to change it up. Yeah. Nah, Paul fucking loved it. The review was what, about a week or two ago? Yeah. I remember I remember him saying how much it changed, which was cool. Yep. Yeah, I know like when I've been to like some big stout events, like one in particular, the brewery one, and they had all the Black Tuesdays and all the variants and the other big stouts they have. I remember Joe was in the beer patrol telling me to try like the sherry ones and that because he reckons just so different but fucking awesome. But yeah, I went nuts. I pretty much tried everything on the menu. It was probably like the drunkest I've ever been in my life. They're all around that fucking 20% big beers. Oop. Cheers, Luke. Good to see you again. You were in the chat with us early. Yep. Yeah, I had one from, it was one of the Scandinavian breweries. Might have been Dugas or I think it was them. Um, and it was like a big coconut imperial stout, and it was aged in rum, and it was fucking amazing. It's one of the best beers I've had this year. I had it at like a Scandinavian tap takeover at Beer Mash, which is like another pretty cool craft bar in Melbourne, and yeah, I was fucking blown away. It was so good, and like I've had heaps of beers from those like Scandinavian breweries. They all like so many of them do awesome dark beers. And yeah, just something about this one was just next level. Yeah, yep, totally true. If you sort of go in there, yeah, forgetting about the whole Belgian side of it and thinking more of your big dirty Russian Imperial stout like that we all enjoy. Yeah, you probably, I don't know, it would just seem a bit, I don't know. I'm not going to say subtle because it's still going to be punching with flavour, but you're not going to get that huge roastiness and bitterness that you get in that, in like in an RIS, as you say. I love this beer. I know that much. I haven't actually scored it yet. I better give it a score. One more sip. I'm going to say 4.8 out of 5. Fucking banging. I think the first time I ever drank it, I think on Untapped, I gave it a 4.75. Like massively, massively impressed. Probably would have gave it a 4.8 or even a 4.9, but on Untapped, you can only give it in, like 7.5 or 5 out of 5 sort of thing. So yeah, and Paul said 4.8 earlier. Stewie will be disappointed. His usual 4.7 was slightly off. Fuck, it's good. It's just amazing that one hop can just deliver so many different notes. And yeah, that finish, that piney dank finish. It's winner winner chicken dinner. Yeah, that's it. You need one of those, like what do they call them? Sort of like the subscription sort of thing. I've seen different people's accounts, but because I've been to so many beer events, I've hung out with some really full on untapped dudes, and yeah, some of them are moderators and everything. But yeah, you'll get. I think to be able to score in those like 0.1 increments sort of thing, yeah, you need to pay a certain amount a month. Fantastic beer. So glad I got a 4-pack. I'm so glad they rebrewed it. And I'm so glad that it's as good as it was originally. And yeah, I think it's awesome that they only brew it every now and then just to keep the people wanting more and not getting too greedy. But yeah, as I said, I feel like the ingredients alone, like I reckon it would be a real expensive beer to make. So they probably, with profit margins and that, it's probably better for them to only brew it every now and then. Otherwise, they'd probably have to charge too much for it. One thing Banks used to do that was fucking unreal. I don't know if I've told this story before, but they used to have, because they're based on the other side of Melbourne, sort of out in the outer suburbs, they used to have this thing called the Drop. So they'd name the beer the Drop. It'd be a beer very similar to this, like expensive to make, massive hype, really fucking tasty. And what they used to do, they'd have 5 locations throughout Melbourne. So you'd have one west side, you'd have the brewery, you'd have city, north, and then sort of slightly out in the country somewhere, something like that anyway. And what you had to do, you had to pre-order the beer, and then the owner slash head brewer at the time, he'd drive his little van around on the day of the drop, and you had to meet him at his van. So it seemed real shifty. Like, and he did it in these real funny locations. And you'd walk up to the van and he'd have an esky sitting there and he'd give you a taste of the beer and then you'd collect your takeaway cans. And it was just such a cool concept. And I thought it was going to be something he'd keep doing, but it might have even got knocked on the head. It might have been the pandemic that sort of stopped it. But yeah, at the time, I just thought it was brilliant. It was so cool. I don't know if it's like a model from, I don't know if it's something an American brewery's done and he sort of got the idea from them or he just did it himself. But yeah, it was cool. Cheers, dude. Yeah, no worries. I'm about to wrap it up anyway. Just been talking shit. It's good for everyone to chime in. Good to see you all. Appreciate the love. We've got a very good community here, and I know I've only had a channel since the start of the year, but I've really enjoyed it. It's been good. So yeah, good old CITRA Fields. Cool can artwork too. I love how it's that pink that merges into purple with the clouds and dreaming of CITRA. I definitely feel like some of their beer, like the concepts that it reminds me a bit of Other Half. So yeah, it was a double dry hopped oat cream double IPA at 8.5. And yeah, as I said, one of the hyped beers of Australia. I've given it a 4.8 out of 5. And yeah, very, very enjoyable. And yeah, thanks again to Beer Man, who gave me a voucher for Banks because yeah, I won his show for the month, all spun out. I definitely recommend checking Beer Man out if you don't know him. He's a really good dude, and yeah, he does beer reviews, but he also has like a show where he does beer and cheese pairings. And yeah, this all spun out show where you'll have a panel that'll get up and review beers, and then you got to guess each other's ABVs, and you spin a wheel and you have like 3 words, and they're the words you got to pick a beer on for the following week. So you might have a word like, say, you might have hazy, citrus, and peanut butter. So what you do is you'd go, oh, we'll scratch the peanut butter. I'm not going to find a beer that's hazy and peanut butter. So you go like a citrus hazy, and then you'll bring that for the next week. And yeah, it's just cool the way he does it. And yeah, then at the end of the show, you just shout out other people in the community, and yeah, it's just really cool show. So yeah, get around him, and yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks everyone for joining, and we will see you again probably tomorrow with. I might even do a stout. We'll see what happens, but thanks, guys. Later.